Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our Instagram live chat. My name hasn't changed. My name remains Azuh, Arinze, and our guest tonight is the dashing star actor and producer, Freddie Leonard. Frederick Leonard, from my own investigation or from the information at my disposal, was born on May 1, 1976, and that makes him 45 years old. He was actually born in Lagos. He attended St. Peter's Anglican Primary School as well as Oregon Primary School. Among his popular works are Accidents, directed by my friend and my good brother Teko Benson. We have Mr. Perfect, we have The Altar Date, Let's Have a Wedding, A Better Family, A Dance to Forget, Web of Love, The Reunion, etc., etc. So let's get started. Now, my first question will be, how did your involvement with acting begin?
It was just love at first sight. Sometimes love is good to you, sometimes it's not fair. It was so I would say that my love affair with Nollywood has been quite has been profitable. It's a beautiful love story. It's not been a sad love story. I went to a place called Winnie's in 2001. I've been in this business 20 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I went to a place called Winnie's in 2001 and saw the actors there. I didn't even know what I just saw the actors, and for me, I think it was a spiritual connection. I walked into that environment and I was at peace. Some people you date, some people you marry, some cars you buy, some houses you walk into, and then your spirit rather is just at peace. I walked into that environment, as imperfect as it was and still is, and I just found peace. And I'm like, hey, I'd love to be here. What would it take to be here? Learn the trade and be here. Hone your craft and be here. Polish up your skills and be here. And then, hey, the rest is history. The rest is history. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it was love at first sight.
I love that. Now, what was your first experience on a movie set like?
I was very confident. I was very, very confident. I was in my early 20s. I was pretty young. I was very confident because, look, as much as we make choices, I'm a Christian, and I believe that there is nothing that you do that does not have the hand of God in it. So for me, I don't know where that confidence came from, because my mom was alive at the time, and when she saw my first performance as an actor, she said, yeah, you're a bit rusty here and there, so much to learn, but why are you so confident? In Igbo language, why are you so confident? Why are you so confident? But she said, thumbs up, keep the confidence, it is good. And for me, when you love something, when you love someone, when you love whatever it is that you are in love with, you give your all unreservedly. So I think that's what happened to me. I was so in love with this thing I had just found, that I had just discovered, and I gave it my all, you know. So that's it. It was just a sweet love affair.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, who gave you the most encouragement, when you started?
My mom, obviously.
Okay.
My mom, well, let me say good mothers are the best. My mom was a good woman. Until tomorrow. You see, my eyes are a bit misty now. Till
Yeah.
tomorrow, um, you know, mothers are the best.
All right.
Mothers are the best.
Yeah.
He gave me all the encouragement. And then, but in Nollywood, it would be the late Theodore Anyanji. He taught me the role. He told me to stand straight. He told me how to talk. He told me what to do. He told me he showed me the difference between a known actor and a superstar. He said, listen, you have the potentials to be a star, but then you need to be guided. You understand? So he was like my father. As much as we don't have a lot of age difference, he's late now, but he was like my father in the business. He showed me so much. So, and then again, he saw that I was really in love with this thing, and I had so much I wanted to do, I wanted to show, but he gave me the early guidance in Nollywood.
All right.
May his soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen. Your mother, what is her name or what was her name? Your
Oh,
mom.
okay. Her name was Josephine Ogochukwu Leonard.
Oh,
Lovely, wonderful, wonderful woman. I miss her every day. I'm not going to stop missing her. It's 5 years now, but you can see how I still get. So when people
yeah.
are crazy about Frederick and they say, "Oh, Frederick is awesome. Frederick is mature. Frederick is principled. Frederick is this. Frederick is that. Oh, Frederick is my role model." I said, "And listen, man, all the credit goes to my mom. When you're a good woman, you give your child the best. You give them the best home training they can have. You give them the best
I like that.
orientation." People say, "Oh, Frederick does not smoke. He does not drink." Thanks to my mom. Frederick does not have a scandal. Thanks to my mom. Frederick, is this, that. He's such a star. He's this. Thanks to my mom. That woman gave me every tool that I need to work within life.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Now, you've been acting now for over 10 years. What would you say has kept you going?
Oh, the quest to know more. The desire to tell more stories and affect lives. I mean, I get DMs, I get messages from fans across the world, and they let me know how the stories that I have either produced or interpreted as an actor has impacted their lives positively. How I have saved a lot of people from committing suicide. How I have saved marriages that were at the brink of failing. So the fact that this is like ministration to me, and as a filmmaker, I see myself as an evangelist, preaching through storytelling. It's inspiring. It's my way of giving back to society. It's my way of touching lives. And to top it off, I would also say that, you see, art generally, you keep learning till it's your time to walk out of this place. The quest to keep learning and discovering myself, and how many more layers there is of me as an actor, and how many more roles I can get into and be convincing at, that just keeps, the passion. It keeps the engine running.
Wow. Interesting. Now, what makes a good actor?
Art is subjective.
Okay.
Good acting means different things to different people. For me, what would make a great actor is one who is hungry to learn.
Interesting. 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 All right. Now, to have a taste of success as an actor, what must one do?
Be consistent.
Okay.
Be consistent. Be consistent. Be focused. Keep honing your craft. keep honing your craft. For every level, much more is asked of you. You know what they say, to whom so much is given, so much more is
So
expected.
much is offered. Interesting.
Yes. So consistency is very important. You know, when we started out, there was no social media, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. You know, and right now I think that the actors, people who are aspiring to get into the business, you know, have a better opportunity at excelling, because now if you're serious-minded, which is what I find lacking, you know, with these people, if you're serious-minded, you will be able to come up with things that you can put on social media, monologues and all of that. It's very important to understand that success is not overnight. It takes time, it takes consistency. People need to understand that. It's very, very important. Very, very important.
Interesting.
Very, very important.
Interesting. Now, what do you like most about acting?
Well, I get a chance I get a rare opportunity of becoming different people. I call it rare because I don't know if I believe so much in reincarnation, and even if there is reincarnation, I don't know if I remember that I was here before. So that's a topic for a different day. But this one chance that I have at life, I got a chance to, you know, be different people. And I also like to sit back and enjoy the feedback that I get from the viewing audience. Oh, if they are able to connect with this character, if they're able to connect with that character that I have played. So, you know, without wanting to sound Spanish or French, I think that I hit orgasm when I'm acting.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Now, I would like to find out from you, what don't you like about acting?
Well, I would not say I do not like it. I just wish that people were more educated. The fact that they think that you're the characters that you play, the fact that they think that that's how you are, the fact that you're judged by the roles that you play. At the early stages of my career, I took on a lot of roles that had to do with domestic violence. And a lot of people have an opinion that, you know, probably a violent person. I'm not even violent, not even with same sex. I mean, I would never let an argument I would never reduce myself to a point where you and I would go physical, even as a fellow guy. I'm sorry. People who get physical are people who are not literate enough. There are other things to do. There are other ways to go about it. If we don't agree, we don't agree. We don't have to get at each other. Not to talk of a woman who is supposed to be pampered and cared for and loved. So how people get to hit their women is beyond me. But like I said, because I see acting as evangelism, I decided to take on those roles to touch on those topics. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I have to look at the script. I want to see the aftermath of being that very bitter man, you know, because that is where the moral lesson is. That's where the people get to take a message from, you know. But I started playing those roles, and a lot of people began to think that I hit women. So I would say that's not what I hate about acting, but that's what I really do not appreciate. The viewing audience forgetting themselves and thinking that, okay, we are the characters that we play. No, we're not. We're just working, trying to earn a living. But fortunately, we happen to be in front of the cameras and we're asked to be the people at different times.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, what is the commonest mistake that any actor can make?
Thinking that you know how to act. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
No. For every character, it's a new challenge. For every character, it's fresh. You have never played that character before. No, just like, I mean, what, 7 billion people in the world, and we all have very different, you know, character quirks, you know, behavioral patterns, orientation, and all of that. Why would you think, someone says King of the East, thank you. Why would you think that, oh, because you have played a similar character and you're going to approach it the same way? No, you cannot. That's That's wrong. You know, so thinking that you have arrived, thinking that you know how to act would be the biggest mistake an actor can make, because that stops you up from learning and wanting to improve. Knowing that the career that we're in, you know, requires that you learn every day on the job.
Okay, interesting. Now, how does an actor continue to remain relevant in your line of business?
Whew, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But I would say continue as an actor, as an entertainer generally. Continue to reinvent yourself. When you're a certain way for too long, people get bored and get tired. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to keep bringing it. I tell people oftentimes, those that are upcoming in the business, oh, I want to be a star. I want to be. I say, bros, when you become a star, that's the beginning of the journey. That's not the destination. That's when they want to start. That's when people look at you. That's when people want to be like you, sound like you, talk like you, do things like you. Especially now that you have social media, you're an influencer, whether you like it or not. So your orientation and your mentality and what you put up, your captions and what the life you live, influences people to either live a good life or a terrible life. And if along the line people find that you're quite misleading, that could affect your brand. You know, so being a celebrity is beyond you. The moment you become a superstar, you lose yourself. You become public property. So it's very important that you're careful with what you put out there. So reinventing yourself constantly, I dare to say, of course, with the grace of God, will keep you there.
All right. So, what distinguishes Freddie Leonard as an actor? What stands you out? What sets you apart?
Who says that I stand out? Do I stand out? Don't put me in trouble, man.
We're asking because we want to know.
Don't put me in trouble, man. Do I stand out? Well, for me, I would just say that I love to take my job seriously. You understand? That which your hands finds to do, give it your best. That's my philosophy. If I happen to be a fashion designer or an interior decorator or an architect, I'd like to be, if not the best, one of the best in my chosen field. And that can only come with putting in the work and taking your job seriously. Sometimes I'm up till 3 a.m. studying my script. You know, yes, and I get to work the next day with swollen eyes. I just love to take my job seriously. This is not fun. And sometimes I get really, really irritated when I get on a film set and I see people who are there to joke. And those are people who will tell you, oh, how Frederick is not friendly, how Frederick is this. I just look at you like you're wasting your years and you don't even know it. Nollywood is not where you come to and joke. And that is why people think that actors and musicians are not serious. And then you're a filmmaker and someone has the balls to ask you, hey, so apart from acting, what else do you do? Because they have the impression that it's not a serious business. And how did they get that impression? They bag eggs amongst us, the very unserious ones amongst us. They sold the world that impression. But I am here to correct the impression. I get on every platform to make sure that I correct that impression. Trust me, this is serious business. And it can be quite lucrative if you are at the top of your game. And again, to whom so much is given, much more is expected. So if a producer or an investor, you know, writes you a very good-looking paycheck, you're expected to bring it. You understand? They're not just paying for your craft, but you know also what you represent and your brand. So you can't not be serious. So for me, you know, I just like to take my job seriously, and then at the end of the day, it just pays off, and the hard work just shines through. And it shows Frederick is special. I go like, well, thank you, but I'm work in progress.
I like that. I like that. Now, talking about Nollywood, what do you think are the best ways, you know, to take Nollywood to the next level?
Well, we've been talking about Nollywood getting to the next level for so many years, and almost becoming tiring. I think that practitioners should again take this thing we do seriously, man. This is not a joke, okay? This is a profession that has the potentials of making your fourth generation very comfortable if you take it seriously. Nigeria has a population of slightly over 200 million. This country is big. We have people, man. The most populous black nation in the world. And the United States of America has a population of slightly over 300 million people. And then Hollywood, of course, we all know that Hollywood rakes in billions of dollars every year. So I can comfortably say that given the difference we have in numbers, Nollywood, the Nigerian film industry, should rake in, I dare to say, 70 to 75% of what Hollywood rakes in, given numbers. We tell African stories, we have the crowd, and especially people in the diaspora, they're very faithful and they follow through with the work that we do. However, Nollywood is struggling. You know why? Because the government don't take us seriously. Nollywood probably would keep struggling until certain policies are passed into law that protect content creators. Until that happens, we're going to keep speaking this English. Oh, how will Nollywood get to the next level? Like I started hearing this question since 2001 when I came in. I've been in this business for 20 years, man. I'm getting tired of hearing, what's going on. We have to sit up. We're all getting old. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then the people who get the chance to sit down with government officials, they go there and talk about their personal problems. And you now forget that, okay, even if you're given a brown envelope in a government office, it just solves your problem for now. We are talking about solving our generational problems. We're talking about creating generational wealth here. So don't give me money. Create an enabling environment for me as a filmmaker. Let there be a film village. Let there be loans and grants for filmmakers. Help me fight piracy to its barest minimum. Take the power away from exhibitors and give it back to content creators. All right? Content creators are the bosses, but content creators here are being tossed around. I cannot produce a film and someone who is an exhibitor who is supposed to be begging me to have my content is tossing me around and pressing me peanut. And because I am not protected. All right? I have been in the business for 20 years. I'm not just an actor anymore. I'm a producer now. I'm an executive producer. I'm an investor. I'm also investing into an industry, that has blessed me. Understand? So two reasons I started investing. I have to give back to an industry that has blessed me, and also have to employ labor because somebody employed me when I needed to be employed, and people still employ me. So if the cycle continues, the world will be a better place. I say it all the time. You must love the way you want to be loved. All right. So it is not enough for us to sit back and continue to talk about this thing. Please, if you know anybody in government and you're sitting down with anybody in government that can get these people to hear us, don't go there and talk about your personal problem. Problem no the end. Your problems would outlive you. The worth of man is insatiable. So, but while you're here, you can leave your name on the sands of time and make history by ensuring that you impact positively in the industry that you found yourself. So we need lawmakers to make laws that protect content creators, just basically everybody. Nollywood is almost lawless, and that is why you have our content all over the place. Okay, so it's a lot of challenge. I'm not here to wash our dirty linens, but it has to be said. I'm sorry. I am not a diplomatic person because diplomacy does not do anything for anybody. Most times I tell people, speak up, because you ignore people and you try to be diplomatic because you think that they will get it. But unfortunately, they don't get it. So we keep going in circles. So I like to call it what it is. I like to tell it to your face. Hey, yo, nigga, you're stepping on my shoes. God, move. Right? So we need to get the government's attention and make them understand that, look here, Ichoko, look, Ichoko, the thing they choke us. Create an enabling environment. Let filmmakers breathe. Stop thinking oil. Trust me, man. Nollywood can compete with oil if they create policies that protect content creators and the industry at large. That is the structuring that we're talking about. Nollywood cannot go beyond a certain point until government gets involved and begin to see this as a money-spinning industry. And then, of course, tax us and make money off Nollywood as well. So we can enjoy that symbiotic relationship.
Interesting.
That's what I think I can
Interesting.
do. Yes.
Interesting.